Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the very last session of the European School of Theosophy for 2020. And I'm delighted to introduce our wonderful Mistress of Ceremonies. Erica Giordiages is a true Renaissance woman, a polymath who is currently studying for her Masters of Research degree in Religious Experience at the University of Wales, Trinity St David, as well as for BA Hons in Painting at the Open College of the Arts, the University of the Creative Arts. Luckily for us, Erica does not stop studying, which is the best thing to do in a pandemic. Already under her academic wing, she holds a postgraduate diploma for ancient Mediterranean religions, also from the University of Wales, Trinity St David, for which she was awarded the Special Grade of Merit. And she also has a BA Honours in Philosophy and Psychological Studies from the Open University. Erica is the editor of the Photo newsletter. She's a researcher on Theosophical history, and she's also secretary of the International Theosophical History Conference since 2018. She's the co-editor and co-founder of Hermes magazine, which is an online magazine. Erica is the director of the European School of Theosophy and has been since 2017. And she's been a member of the Theosophical Society, ADIA, since 1991. And she spent a lot of time there too. So she's very steeped in ADIA Theosophy, but also part of the Theosophical movement, as we all are. Recently, Erica started practicing archery. She lives with her daughter in Athens, Greece, although she's currently, I think, in the countryside, sheltering from the pandemic. Erica is a deep ecologist, an animal rights activist, and an activist for pro-personhood rights for non-human animals. And I'm delighted to hand over to Erica to talk to us about the European School. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, Janet, for the introduction. Hello, all, and welcome. And thank you for being here in our closing session today. Today is not really a lecture, but an overview of the work of the European School of Theosophy. I think that all of you have received our newsletter, which you can see here, the cover, made by João Mansip. He is a Portuguese artist, theosophist, and to do this cover, he was inspired by a tribute written by William K. Judge to HPB after HPB passed away. In the cover, you can see underneath here, there is the words, the heart chamber of the lion. The heart chamber of the lion is the title of the tribute William K. Judge wrote in memory of HPB. And you will see a lot of lions in his artwork. Also, you can see here Isis unveiled. Isis, you can see Isis here. This image was printed in the spine of the book Isis Unveiled in gold, really gold. They really used the gold to cover the image of Isis that you can see printed on the first issue of Isis Unveiled. So Juma made a lot of research to create this beautiful artwork full of symbols and very interesting. All the work of the European School of Theosophy is supported by the Blavatsky Trust, and we are very grateful and want to say thank you. Thank you for them for supporting the work of the school. Here is the editorial I wrote for the newsletter, in which I present a short review about the work that has been done in 2020. I did not go much in detail about it because in the report written by Casamonidi, you can see in detail all the activities we have done in 2020. Perhaps the highlight of this editorial is the fact that we are about, here is a new year is coming by Juliet Bates, which you all must have read, and she wishes for us all a new year. This is the report of Iphigenia Castamoniti, which is a very long report, and in which you will find acknowledgement for everyone who helped the school or worked or was involved in its activities in any way. Now, the highlight of my editorial perhaps was the fact that we are about to print, hopefully by the end of January, I don't know, the Practical Vegetarian Cookery book, which was a book edited by Countess Westminster and Kate Buffington. It was the first vegetarian book published in California, and I think it was published in 1897, 6 years after HPB passed away. And then we have decided to reprint this book because this is like a small jewel for Theosophists. And we will be transforming all the lacto recipes, all the recipes that contain milk and egg or cheese. There will be an option, a vegan option for them. And this is a very interesting work that we will be doing. Another one is that we are asking you to send for us recipes, vegan recipes, so we can create what's going to be perhaps the first Theosophist cookbook. And what is a Theosophist cookbook? It's a cookbook without cruelty. So it's a vegan cookbook. And then we started receiving recipes from Theosophists all over the world. And we would like to ask your help in this project because it's a very beautiful project. You know, around 70 billion animals are killed per year for alimentation. And it's truly a terrible Holocaust. And we have to try to change it by changing our way of life. Now, another interesting news perhaps is that we have released the book Reincarnation, Science and the Ancient Wisdom Tradition with the proceedings of the European School of Theosophy 2019. It's a book of around 200 pages, which you can download for free. Following that, an interesting activity that will happen next year is that I'm going to be giving an online course on the Secret Doctrine. It's entitled My Secret Doctrine Project. That's going to be an online course. It's going to be twice per month, in which we will focus on cosmogenesis. It's going to be a very, let's say, unique approach to the study of the Secret Doctrine that will be presented. Also, another activity proposed by Juliet is the creation of the Healing Circle for 2021, of course, due to the pandemic and so many other problems around the world. The Healing Circle will be functioning once per month in dates more or less close to the full moon. And they will be always open 1 hour before the Sunday lecture, the main lecture of the European School of Theosophy. We have published here the meditation we will be using, which was adapted from a meditation of Geoffrey Hodgson, in which you can see here, you can see the dates of that we will be meeting for the Healing Circle here. Well, after that, we will have next year a number of activities and seminars. Perhaps a very interesting one is on dream incubation with Dr. Harten. It's going to be 3 sessions in which she will be sharing with us the importance of dreams, how to evoke dreams, techniques on how to evoke dreams, on how to keep a dream diary, and how dreams can help us in our lives. After that, we will have a seminar, 7-session seminar with Dr. Ravindra, focusing on the Bhagavad Gita, navigating the battle of life. You can see the program here. The links have not been released for any of those seminars. It will be released only next year. We will have also the honor to host again Professor P. Krishna. He will be giving also a 3 days 3-session seminar on education, science, and spirituality. Well, this is also a highlight now from 2020, a work that we have not promoted very much, but we will be promoting this much more, which is an online course on the book of Geoffrey Farthing, Deity, Cosmos, and Man, created by Juliet Bates. It's a very interesting course with many quizzes, questions, and interesting videos introducing people to Theosophy. It's an introductory course to Theosophy, and I would suggest, if you know anyone who needs it, to advise them to join us and to take this online course, which they can do on their own, and it's for free. We will have also the honor to host next year Vic Hao Chin. He is a very respected Theosophist, and he will be conducting a seminar which will be based on 3 sessions on meditation, the principles and practice of meditation. Of course, now we are also offering 2 intuitive courses on the stanzas of this year. They are very interesting. These courses, really, truly, anyone who wishes to know better the secret doctrine must approach it through different ways. So these intuitive courses, both of them, they are free of charge, and anyone can do it. You can do it on your own or with friends. It includes many interesting exercises like drawing, like meditating on concepts, on ideas of the stanzas of this year. Reminding you that the stanzas of this year, they are included all together before the explanation begins. There is a reason for that, which is it's important, very important to reflect, to study the stanzas before actually trying to understand them. Here we have also 2 very interesting courses that will be happening next year also. Juliet Bates will be giving an online course, the Mystical Esoteric Kabbalah 1, Part 1, which is going to run also twice per month. And Edward Abdil will be giving an online course on the Masters and their letters. Now you can see in the newsletter is still, this is the report of the European School of Theosophy 2020, in which you see an acknowledgement about all the activities that we have done and all that. I do not need to go into details. Here you see the program of the European School of Theosophy, which will begin on the 24th of January and will close on the 12th of December. So you have all lectures there, all speakers, all dates. Links have not been included, but we will start sending out the links very soon. You can also visit our website to be updated. Here, of course, we are asking for help because we need your support, we need donations. We are having a lot of expenses, and the work of the European School of Theosophy is growing. We are offering a lot of activities, and we need your help. Here in the newsletter, still you see an article by Joma Saip explaining, here is the image of Isis, which Joma used to create this frontispiece. As you can see, this is the first volume of Isis Unveiled, and you see, this is actually gold. It's not just gold color, it's truly gold. Isis was embellished with gold. So you can see the very interesting 19th century style Isis, Victorian Isis of the period. Here you see the article of William K. Judge, a lion-hearted colleague passes away, in which Joma was inspired by this article, by this tribute to Elena Petrovna Blavatsky. Here you see the frontispiece of the Salon of Theosophy that he created. It was the first frontispiece for the European School, which also he explains the symbols and goes into the details about the Rosencruyzen Salon that was being organized in the 19th century by Peladan. Here you can see Joma. And the poems that you see is all from Juliet. She loves poems and she keeps sending us poems. This is the book that we have released for free also this year, which is the Proceedings of the European School of Theosophy 2018, which was in Italy, near in Pescia, close to Florence. And then it's a book with around 190 pages. And then we have a number of, I think, 22 or 25 lectures from Theosophy, letters, reflections from Theosophists all over the world on the pandemics. And then you have their thoughts here, which I think that's very important because we are living a historical moment. It's a moment that in the future, Theosophists, they will look back and they will want to know what we had to say about it. Like today, we looked back and wanted to know what Theosophists said during the Spanish flu in the past. And of course, here are some online activities. So the magazine Theosophy Forward, Building Bridge, edited by Ian Kint. This is the international convention that will begin very soon of the Theosophical Society Nadia. You have a link here and a link to Hermes magazine. And finally, closing the newsletter, you can see all lectures we had this year, with exception of the last 3 lectures, because the newsletter was ready when the last 3 lectures were delivered. And you see the lectures with a YouTube link to them. So this is a catalog, sort of, the newsletter. And if you have received it, you should keep it with you so you can have an idea about the programs we will have next year. And it's gonna kind of help you to move around. Now, I thought to close with some words, the European School of Theosophy 2020. First of all, I would like to thank you, all of you who have supported the work of the European School of Theosophy this year and have been with us throughout the entire year. Without your support, without your participation, without your presence, we couldn't have done what we have done. And I would like to close with a lecture that I delivered in 2007. It's actually, it's not the entire lecture. In 2007, I delivered a lecture in the international headquarters of the Theosophical Society, ADA. And then I have adapted that lecture now to the closing of our session today. There is a prophecy in the Vishnu Purana about the Kalki avatar, which is a prophecy about Kali Yuga, that among other things says there will be rulers reigning over the earth who will think of themselves as modern and superior. They shall rule through leaders of nations, and these leaders shall be men of vulgar, corrupt disposition, having a violent temper and ever addicted to falsehood and evil. They will inflict death on women, children, and animals. The people of various countries, influenced by propaganda of their leaders, will follow the example of their leaders and the barbarians of materialism. In all nations, wealth and spirituality will decrease day by day until the entire world will be corrupt, crooked, and depraved. Well, somehow we are witnessing day by day the prophecy of the Vishnu Purana, in which materialism is growing and growing and growing, and the notion of spirituality is becoming less and less important for many people all over the world. And as Theosophists, we know that we are only the beginning of Kali Yuga. And what can we do about it? Well, I think that Theosophists, they have a mission, we have a mission, which we must try to carry on from generation to generation. And this is to try to keep the spiritual truths alive To stand against materialism, to stand against barbarism, to stand against violence is part of the work we have to do. But how this can be done? There are many ways. You can become an activist, but we are talking about living a spiritual life when we talk about Theosophy. So one could say that the promotion of the three objects of the Theosophical Society is a step towards this direction, but not the major one. The major one is to make Theosophy a living force in our everyday life. There is nothing that can cause more impact in the world than becoming a living example of Theosophy. This implies an inner commitment, which is to begin treading a certain path, a path which we could call the path of goodness. But what is goodness? We could ask, and how can we express it in our everyday life? How can we become a living, inspiring example of the force of Theosophy? Well, Theosophy, as you know, means divine wisdom. So Theos, God or divine, and Sophia or Sophie, which means wisdom. In ancient Greece, Sophia, which means wisdom, was one of Plato's 4 cardinal virtues. And according to Plato, wisdom was an inner condition, which is an expression of the energy of the soul. So for Plato, look, this is very important. Wisdom was an expression of the energy of the soul, an expression of the soul. So Theosophy in this manner could be considered as an expression of this energy, of this energy of the soul, of our higher self, of our higher nature, practical Theosophy, and from where the divine wisdom may flow. So in order to become a living example of Theosophy, one must look not only at books and to those things that are outside themselves, but also to that which is closest to them. The search for truth is the search for our real nature, our divine nature. It is the longing for a conscious union with our soul. The divine we may long for is in fact so close to us that we cannot see it. We keep searching for it everywhere else, except there where we must look. Plato once said, there is nothing closer to us than our soul. And if we do not know that which is so close, what is the meaning of knowing things that are far? The one who truly focuses on knowing the nature of the self and comprehends it will be treading that path we were talking about, which is the path of goodness. But what is goodness? We could ask. It's so difficult to define concepts. We may say good actions are the result of actions without attachment to ideas, to things, and to the great heresy, which is the attachment to our illusory and transitory personality, lower self, so very much emphasized in the voice of the silence. One of the major lessons that the Greek mythology in its entirety teaches us is that the temple of virtues is within ourselves. So to become virtuous, we must cultivate virtues. We must remember always that our mind is to be found where we have sanded. So our mind is to be found where we have sanded. Now, Pythagoras taught these to his disciples when he advised them to meditate, to reflect on virtues they aspire to acquire. Because when reflecting upon the virtues they aspire to acquire, such virtues will gradually become part of their lives. So, still, perhaps we could say what better definition of virtue, because we also need to define, to know what virtue is, than the one that Lao Tzu gave to us. He says, open quote, I am good to people who are good. I am also good to people who are not good, because virtue is goodness. Virtue is goodness, and the nature of goodness is selfless action, action without attachment. So that path of goodness is a virtuous path in essence. It's not a lethargic path, but it's a path of action. To act with goodness, you need to act without attachment. Only the fruit of such actions can bring great goodness to all beings. In the Bhagavad Gita, we read the following, open quote, as the ignorant act from attachment to action, so should the wise act without attachment, desiring the welfare of the world. By performing actions without attachment, you reach the divine, said Krishna. So it's also important to remember that even if opportunities for great deeds should never come our way, opportunities for good deeds can be renewed day by day. And the thing we must long for is goodness, not glory. In this spirit, I will close now the European School of Theosophy 2020, reminding you that we share a common cause to realize, to try to help and to release all beings from suffering. I know that's ambitious, but that's the greatest cause and the greatest dream of all avatars and spiritual teachers, and the very source and the essence of all these teachings that we find across many different traditions is aims at releasing all beings from suffering. And another mission that we could say, is to maintain the spiritual truths alive. And what is the better way to do it? What is the most noble way to do it? It is by transforming our everyday life into an example of goodness. And in this process, we will discover the real nature of Theosophy. Thank you very much. I don't know if anyone has a question or anything to say. I will please do, because I'm kind of, everything is muted. I will try to unmute you all. No. Oh, there is silence. Oh, Graham, yes. Thanks God. Someone is speaking. I asked to unmute. Yeah.
It's very simple. I just wanted to check the name of the text that you quoted. Was it the Vishnu Purana? Is that correct?
Yes, Vishnu Purana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Erica, I'd like to say something.
Hi, Janet, please go on.
It's really from the Blavatsky Trust, and just would like to thank you, Erica, and everyone who's helped with the EUST this year. Many thanks for all your hard work, and very best wishes for the coming year. And we think you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Janet. We are very, very grateful.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would like to say a few things, if I may.
Yes. It's about any question about related to the lecture?
No, not the question. No,
okay.
No question.
Okay.
If someone has a question, please go ahead. I can wait.
Wanted to say something?
Yes, Ingrid, I'm asking you to unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself, please.
Also, Tony wants to unmute.
Erica, I would like to thank you for having taken the school in such a wonderful spirit. Your activities are really mind-blowing, the amount of work that you go through. And I want to say that the school is in very safe hands. I'm sure Jeffrey Farding, Ianse, and all the people who worked to establish the school would be very pleased to see what is happening today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you very much. I do not like. Yes,
Tony?
yes, Mary, please, you have the words.
Hi, thank you, Erica, for all your good work. I was impressed with your statement that said the notion of spirituality is becoming less and less all over the world. And I've noticed it in the small sphere of stuff that I kind of watch. And I wondered where you came from that, why you came up with that statement.
Well, because in the academia, for example, the dominant philosophy is positivism. Positivism, as you know, it's the modern word for materialism. Well, because mainstream academia, the notions dominating the mainstream academia are notions, for example, that consciousness that does not exist, subjective, there is nothing subjective. Yes, so I'm not sure. And based on the Theosophical teachings and on the Hindu tradition and on the Platonic one also, we are living, let's say, in the Iron Age, Kali Yuga, and we're just the very beginning of it. So this is considered to be a quite challenging period for humanity. And I say this based on my studies, on the interchange that I have with many co-students and with what I see around the world. I open the TV and I see just violence and crime. Of course, there are beautiful things also, and sex, and how to make money. And we are destroying our world. We are consumists, consuming things in an unimaginable way. So not much has been done to change things. So yes, the spirituality and the notion of spirituality is indeed something that is becoming less and less important for a lot of people, especially in many countries of Europe also.
Thank you.
Okay, can I?
Tony, yes? Yes, Virginia, I will give you the words.
Yes.
Tony.
Do I have the word or not?
Tony.
Tony. Okay. Tell me when it's my time, all right?
Yes, I will.
I'd just like to completely back up what Janet said in relation of thanks from the Blavatsky Trust. But I found your talk at the end so wonderfully inspiring. And I think it's a wonderful way to go into next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. Iphigenia, you have the word, please.
No one else wants anything to ask or so?
Please, you have the word, Iphigenia.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank you, Erica, for all the energy you have put in this year's work. And obviously, Ingrid, who was always at the back supporting us. Julia, too, for all the work you have prepared, and it's ready for us next year. And Carlos for taking care of the WhatsApp. And the Blavatsky Trust for supporting us in various ways. Most of all, I want to thank you all for being here with talks, with comments, with questions, or just with your presence. Sorry, I get emotional.
Are you crying?
Yes.
I get emotional. Yes, it's for laughs, isn't it? Anyway, I thank you all very much for your support. And I wish you Merry Christmas. And I wish we see you next year and have your support again. Thank you so much.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well done.
Sorry for the emotional state.
No, it's so, darling. You are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you. Please don't say anyone else. Thank you to Eric. I really don't feel comfortable with that. This is a collective work. It's a work that we are doing together, everyone. Alex, well, you know, tragedy was created in Greece, so Greeks, they every opportunity to be a little.
What is my name? What is my name? It's a Greek name from a tragedy.
I know, so.
Well, Erica, I have to not only to thank you for all the work you have done, but also to congratulate you for really coordinating very efficiently all this year's work, and especially that I have been able only to attend a few of the lectures, but I was impressed with the quality and the depth in theosophical spirit that these lectures had. Well, I have to, and also I'm very happy that you're a member of the Theosophical Society in Greece, and you have been very active here. You 10 years ago or so, you've been secretary of the Theosophical Society here. And I also want to congratulate Iphigenia, because she has been a very great pillar for the Theosophical Society in Greece. I don't know much about her work in European schools, so I can't speak about that. But she has been a very strong pillar of the Theosophical Society here. She has been vice president and secretary and so on. And I see now she continues more with international work. But yes, I would like to thank you both, and I want to wish everybody a happy holiday season that is coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Alex is the president of the Theosophical Society in Greece. Thank you, Alex. And it's great that the TS in Greece has you as a president. I'm sure you're gonna be. You are doing a great work, and you have our support. Thank you, everyone. But truly, everyone, Juliet, Ify, Ingrid, that I love her so much. The Blavatsky Trust, Alex, Ray, Mary. Tony, Janet, Karen, Yvonne, Ads, everyone, Janet, everyone, thank you so much. We are closing our session today, and we will be back again on the 24th of January. I wish all Merry Christmas. Some of you may not be Christian. I do celebrate Christmas, and a wonderful and inspiring New Year. Claire, I'm not sure you want to speak. I'm opening your mic. Oh no.
And Jam said she wants.
I'm asking you to open your mic, Claire. Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, good. Everybody has been thanking you so much. I want to do the same. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. I live on a very small island, and this is the contact through Zoom to all the theosophical leads in. And it really is wonderful to see so many people and to hear what you are saying. Thank you so much for the year's work. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire, for being with us throughout the year. It has been a fantastic journey. We have been together through this very challenging year, and we shall continue together next year. I'll miss you guys, so I wish you. let's close the meeting. Otherwise, everyone will be crying here. We don't want that. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You all have my email. You can contact me if you wish, and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye then. Bye-bye.
Bye.